This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 33, verse 33. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. Then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them. Shalom laha alahayim, peace to the gods, Nawathan, Kal, Halalim la, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, Hakwadash. Giving all praises to Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors unto the elder apostles, the elder bishops, and the head elders of all the camps of Great Millstone GMS will do well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the Bayath, Dawayad, or Dawada, the house of David, the predestined spirits of election. All right, starting with the governing body in the kingdom to come, the 144,000, 12,000 prophets of each tribe of Israel, and the remaining remnant, innumerable multitude of Israelites. All right, the 1/3 in Babylon the Great, and the rest scattered abroad. This is your brother Tazapanya Banyamyan of the Sons of Yasha'Allah camp, affiliate camp, offshoot camp of Great Millstone GMS out here in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Out of one Ratazah, this is edifying unto the elect. All right, spiritual commentary. So this is a land back kind of like response video to the beloved priest, elder priest Amawanga Bar in the New York City camp. Okay, the main camp. And what he said was factual, man. Everybody is talking about World War III. Salakia real quick. Everybody's talking about World War III, man. All right, and shalom to everybody tuning in, man. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Barakatham. All right, we're going to get right into it, man. I looked it up. World War III in the last about 5 or so days has been trending on Twitter, or X, formerly known as Twitter, Google, and other social media platforms, man. All right. What's the name? I typed in World War III trending in Google. There was like 5 or 6 mainstream media news articles within the headline said World War III. So this is why I started off with Ezekiel 33. Ezekiel chapter 33, verse 33. Because it says, and when this cometh to pass, the topic at hand is World War III, which is the destruction. Okay, because it's going to finalize, it's going to be the war to end all wars, all right? And it's going to destroy America, which is Babylon the Great, turn it to a lake of fire with these hypersonic, multiple thermonuclear equipped warhead intercontinental ballistic missiles, man. All right, let's get another quick precept before we start. This is Isaiah 9:5. It says, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this will be with burning and fuel of fire. You see, so all the other wars is not going to be in comparison. They call it in your science books conventional warfare. Okay, but what we got now is on a whole nother level. We talking nuclear weapons, man. This is not atomic bombs that was used on Hiroshima. This is 1,000 times more greater of magnitude of destruction, man. And this is all of the Lord. The Lord gave them left-handed, spiritual secrets, so to speak, of your physics, all right, your nuclear physics and things of that nature, man. All right, he created the waster to destroy, the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire. He gave them, these scientists on the left-hand side there. So let's, without further ado, no more talking, because I do have another video after this, because I just got to talk about it, because that's probably one of my favorite things to talk about, dealing with the financial sector. All right, so let's get in it.
This is the closest we've been to World War III.
Anti-Israeli protesters find the Hezbollah flag.
The biggest flawed notion is that foreign wars stay foreign.
Some even burning the American flag.
Almost 5 hours. 38 activists were arrested after shutting down the Golden Gate Bridge.
This administration is systematically moving us towards World War III.
Warnings coming out that this is the prelude to World War III. And let me know your thoughts. Are we on the doorstep of a world war? We had received these warnings from the Colombian president over the weekend, and now over the last 24 hours, this is trending all over the internet as people are searching.
So look at that. It's now when they see it in their face, now they want to, oh, damn, are we this close? You know why? Let's get a couple of precepts, man. You know, because it used to baffle me, but now it doesn't anymore. Because when you mature in the spirit, you understand really how the Lord works, man. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. See, it's speaking. This is why it is trending right now. They see it actually about to come to play. Now, mind you, when I woke up, I didn't necessarily I mean, there was stuff going on like with the North Korea and things of that nature, but you know, just giving double honors into my elders, man, out there in the streets of New York City, you know what I'm saying? And niggas looking at them crazy, but was able to be a spectacle amongst men, be somewhat a fool for Yahweh Shah's sake to tell you that World War III is coming. You see what I'm saying? And Russia is going to be the main one to press the button first. And niggas was looking at them crazy on them videos, man. Like, yeah, and there's still pride with these Edomites today. You know what I mean? It says, and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So what's going to surely come? These missiles, man. These missiles is definitely going to surely come. That's a fact. Let's go get Revelation. All right, real quick. This is Revelation 11 and 14. It says, the second woe is past. And behold, the third woe cometh quickly. All right. So the first two world wars came. All right. This is how you know it's talking about in this period of time. But the third world war, the third woe, it cometh quickly. And people can see that, man. You see what I'm saying? It's right in their face. But the last precept I wanted to get before I continue on this video. All right. This is the book of Salakia. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Let's go to the book of John, chapter 20, verse 29. The Gospel of John, chapter 20, verse 29. And it reads, Yahweh Shai saith unto Thomas, because thou hast seen me, thou hast believed. Blessed are they that have not seen and yet have believed. So what are the pointers I'm making? We know the context of this scripture is based on knowing that Yahweh Shai was the Mashiach prophesied in the scriptures. He was written in the volume of the book. But we can use this same thing for prophecies because the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy, right? So Yahweh Shai is saying, blessed are they that have not seen. So we didn't see missiles flying yet, but niggas is seeing missiles flying now. Now all of a sudden, oh shit, World War III coming? You see, so all of us that is in the truth, especially before this point in time, blessed are ye that have not seen and yet have still believed all the words of the book, that the third woe is coming, man. You see?
World War III with everything going on. And take a look, this just the last 24 hours. We are on the verge of World War III. Leaders have lost control. Fears Iran and Israel's rivalry could spark World War III with Vladimir Putin rubbing his hands. And yesterday, Donald Trump Jr.'s World War III remarks go viral as people are concerned about a world war coming, as things are spilling over into our nation. Wait till you see the video footage of everything that unfolded yesterday. All surrounding the conflict between Israel, Hamas, now Iran. We saw the largest drone attack in history against Israel with Iran just over the weekend. And now also we are hearing that there will be a retaliation from Israel. Now, we had heard that there could be a response within 24 hours. It has been 24 hours. We are yet to see a response, but Israel saying there will be, and Iran saying they will respond to that. Things will escalate in retaliation. And people saying we are looking at World War III. You're going to be seeing a video clip here as we're hearing one expert say that Biden is systemically walking the United States into World War III. And let me know your thoughts.
Biden is just a puppet, man. Presidents are selected, not elected, okay? And all this is nothing but a stage too. The world is a stage. So all these, just like how it was with Black Lives Matter, Antifa, Occupy Wall Street, all of this was paid by like guys like George Soros, all right, in order to flood your TV screens with certain type of things so that all you think about is what they want you to think about, and you're being distracted from what's really going on. Like, well, yeah, you know, stuff like this is happening. All right, them shutting down bridges and this and that and the third because of protests or whatever. But that's just going to be a prelude to all of the riots and things of that nature that was going to come. And Lucas says if they do these things like riot, right, in a green tree, how much more in a dry tree? So watch all these people, man, when money run out, when food is not coming in their mouths and all of that. See how things is about to go down, man.
So we had actually heard these warnings with former President Donald Trump, and during his administration, we saw peace. Now we are seeing war. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, but we're going to dive into the latest video.
So he goes into some spiel with some testosterone. All right, now let's get it.
Pretty good. Coming in. So, as we just saw, Israel is getting ready to do something. But at the same time, we heard from the White House on Sunday that the United States, will not support anything that Israel does to counterattack them. So it sounds like, are they on their own?
I'll tell you what, Netanyahu probably gets off the phone with Biden and says one word: feckless. They probably lost 100% confidence in the U.S. right now, knowing that potentially there's a reset with Trump. Israel's always been prepared to go alone. And there's really two sort of scenarios here. There's the direct attacks, which would most likely be against the Natanz or Isfahan nuclear facilities. But Natanz is so far down in the ground, no bunker buster can reach it. They would require ground troops after that. Most likely is the indirect approach, fifth generation warfare through subterfuge, which is cyber to shut down their comms grid, their energy grid, to make the dissidents rise up. Israel knows this. The Ayatollah in this religious theocracy is on its last breath. And Iran only exists because of the two wild cards in this, and that is Russia and China.
I also saw the militants took over to a military facility like last week. They're rising up within Iran, which is so insane that we're protesting for Iran in America, and yet in Iran they hate their government. But I understand the IRGC has made it clear: if you attack us back, we're going to attack you again from your soil, from our soil. So it shows you the game has changed.
Well, I'll tell you what, the protests, one, I assure you they weren't paying taxes yesterday. My best advice to them is get a job and be a net positive on society. I think it's a sad commentary on society that we're struggling with moral confusion and social deviancy fueled by low expectations and the fact that there's this intellectual arrogance amongst a lot of American people that, they see the world through rose-colored glasses. We've been so safe for so long. It's become entitlement. But the biggest flawed notion is that foreign wars stay foreign. Yeah. This is the closest we've been to World War III since the Cuban Missile Crisis. And there's intel, and this goes to the open border, that IRGC, PLA, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, IRGC all have cells here. This is disintegration warfare being led by China and its allies.
Chris Wray has warned about that. He said in his entire career at the FBI, he has never seen the threats, this many threats.
And I did a video on that about, the FBI director saying that there's never been so many threats, for T attacks now, man. And they're not gonna say too much after that. They just gonna go into it. But I'm all at
once. What was your reaction when you saw them carrying the Hezbollah flags?
I'm gonna leave off on this scripture right here. This is Proverbs 25:25. It says, "As cold waters to a thirsty soul, so is good news from a far country." So these type of things actually uplift us, those that are in the truth, when we hear these things, these prophecies coming to pass. You see? And I'm going to segue now to this, because when I hear more rumors of wars and things that's happening in the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, the valley of decision, all right, of the Lord's judgment, we know that this financial reset has to happen because the MOTB has to be pushed. All right.
Obviously,
So this is I think it's the Alaska prepper. Get to right here, yeah.
Future where the dollar may still be the world reserve currency, but it will not have nearly the purchasing power that it does today. What does that mean to the average person out there that holds dollars and interacts in dollars? And even more importantly, that gets paid in dollars. That is, ladies and gentlemen, that you will have to do one of two things in the future. You will have to learn how to live a lower standard of living, much lower than what you're living today, and or work 2 or 3 times as hard and as much as you're working today in order to maintain the standard of living that you currently enjoy. The dollar demise shift from US dollar-based financial world to CBDC-focused system is imminent. Now, I understand that the powers that be must know by now that this financial system under which we are governed is done. They are working feverishly to try to find something new that the people will accept. I think that we will have a CBDC eventually, but I think also that it will be short-lived because eventually the people will be like, wait a minute, we barely had any freedoms to begin with before we shifted over to this new currency, but now we have none whatsoever.
I think he's too optimistic for the sheeple that live here in Babylon. Now, I do think it will be short-lived because, you know, when they push the CBDC, we know it's going to be one of the grapho, all right, on the charagma injected through into you with the charax, all right, which would be the charagma being the RFID C-hip, okay, and then we know that's going to be an hour of temptation when it's mass mandated, globally mandated, punishable by death. Okay, so yeah, it's going to be short-lived. You see what I'm saying? Because right when they pretty much push it, and then they start pushing that chip with it, okay, we know that the missile's going to fly, and Yahweh Shah is returning. All right, second Esdras 9:1. Measure the time thou diligently in itself, and when you shall see the signs that I've told thee before come to pass, then you shall know that it's the very same time that the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
The Bretton Woods Agreement of 1944, which involved representatives from 44 nations to establish a system through which a fixed currency exchange rate could be created using gold as the universal standard.
So look, they took something that was biblically sound. Money is gold. Now then they used a representative of gold through a what they called a dollar. You see what I'm saying? And notice it goes on to say it made the dollar a superpower. All right. But when that superpower, they started getting greedy and started spending for everything, so on and so forth. All right. They wanted to keep that, you know, Edomite supremacy and things of that nature. They had to create that fiat system. You see what I'm saying? Which what we're in now. But watch what he says in a couple of minutes.
Made the dollar a superpower. Why is that? Because after 1944, after World War II, most of the world's gold was here, concentrated in the United States, because it was the safest nation in the world at that time. Its 2 major accomplishments, meaning the Bretton Woods system, were the creation of the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, and the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, well known as the World Bank. And I would say...
So notice, so through that Bretton Woods, because we went off the Bretton Woods, I think it was in 1971, which is very interesting because that is literally right when 1969, 1970 is when Elder High Priest Abba Bivens started teaching the true truth of the Old and New Testament, okay? And that Esau tried to go into, which he didn't, but try to set his nest among the stars, all right? And then the Lord has been bringing him down ever since, you see? And then and one of the way they did that was them getting off the Bretton Woods Agreement, all right, and creating this central bank fiat usury credit debt system, okay, where they can Federal Reserve and print all this money, all right, leading unto, what does it say? Woe unto them that laden themselves with thick clay, with ibatyat, with thick, heavy debt, which you can't, you under heavy debt is going to drown you, like thick clay. You can't move. You know what I'm saying? You are subject unto threats and attacks. Okay.
That maybe I wasn't around at that time, that those two institutions, the IMF and the World Bank, maybe were institutions that were needed in order to bring stability to the world financial order. However, in my opinion, ladies and gentlemen, those institutions are not needed now. They are more of a thorn on humanity than anything else. But that's my opinion. The Department of the Treasury understands that there is constant demand for dollars overseas as a means to more easily import and export goods. The petrodollar monopoly made the US dollar essential for trading oil globally for decades.
So look, when it goes, remember it says in, what is it, in Obadiah, that those that were confederate with thee have deceived thee. You see, so yeah, they made deals with you and this and that and the third, but it's crazy because everybody know you the devil that the Bible speaks of now. You see, and now they dropping that dollar and letting you to fall victim to your own demise, man. You see.
And that is the scheme that the United States and Saudi Arabia came up with in order to save the dollar after President Nixon had to take us off the gold standard or the Bretton Woods standard because countries started to realize that we did not have enough gold to back the number of greenbacks that were out in the world.
You see, so it shows you that he's a devil. What is the word devil? In the Greek, it's diablos, which means deceiver. Okay? So, or false accuser or slanderer. Okay? But the point being, all right, that these people are deceived all the nation. And that's kind of deep because it goes back to Revelation 20. The devil shall be loose from his prison for a little season to deceive all the nations. So, Babylon, the Edomites, the elite living in the land of the north, so to speak, or controlling the land of the north, they basically was saying, yeah, we got all this gold, take our dollars, when they didn't have that type of gold. They was hiding the gold somewhere else. And when these other nations was like, oh shit, these niggas deceived us. We're not gonna buy your treasury bonds and your stock bonds and so on and so forth anymore. See, so that's why with what was it, Operation sand something or whatever, where they all gonna drop the dollar, man. You see what I'm saying? This shit is crazy. So they trying to finesse them back. See, but the ultimate finesse, Kasad Bangad, hey, Shalom. The ultimate finesse is going to be Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. You see?
Of course, the central bank of the United States has been able to create fiat currency, and that's what it is, from thin air to a far higher degree than any other central bank on the planet, while avoiding the immediate effects of hyperinflation, he added. And why is it that we've avoided the immediate effects of hyperinflation? Is because our dollars are needed all around the world.
But they made it that way, all right, because all these other countries were scared, going back to, what was it, Revelation 13, because they made miracles which was basically false miracles, making fire fall from heaven, which was these bombs, man. All right, notice they said after World War II. That was what, 1945. When did Bretton Woods Agreement come? 1944. When did the world global central banks come? The World Bank and the International Monetary Fund, right after 1944. You see?
Let's say, for example, Zimbabwe, which is a country that has hyperinflated several times. Why have they hyperinflated? Why haven't they been able to kick the can down the road as long as they have? Well, because their dollars are not as revered or as needed around the world as the dollar is, right? So the Zimbabwe dollar is more of a local dollar that's needed within that nation to conduct trade, but not really outside of that nation. Well, not anymore for Zimbabwe, because from what I understand, Zimbabwe has become the first nation in our recent history to back their Zimbabwe dollar up by gold. Here they continue to say that as a result, the cash ended up in the coffers of foreign central banks international banks, and investment firms. Now, listen to this. Most people don't know this. As much as 60% of all US currency and 25% of the national debt is owned outside of the United States of America. Now, ladies and gentlemen, can you just imagine how much currency there is out there? Really, it's fiat currency. But every one of those notes that's out there, that's outside our borders, it's going to want to buy something. And if the only country accepting those dollars is the United States of America because other countries abandon it, it's going to want to buy something from here. Now, how much is that going to make the prices of everything that we have here in the US go up when all of those dollars come flooding back into our shores?
And that's why the elder apostle Tahar always said hyperinflation, referring back to Revelation 6:6, man. All right, a little a measure of wheat, like a little loaf of bread, is going to cost a day's wage. However you make it a day, that's how much it is going to pay for one loaf of bread, man. Shit's about to get wild out here, son. Salaki. Come on, bro.
And here they say that the current problem, and I have to agree with it, and I think that everyone would agree with it, is that the Fed is overprinting dollars. Eventually, the effects of overprinting come home to roost, and that's what we will be seeing here in the future. I mentioned yesterday during our live stream that inflation still has another round to go, and it's going to be worse than the last one that we experienced. So hold on, ladies and gentlemen, stock up now, because even though these prices are high prices, or higher than what we've been used to for our lives, they're going to go even higher. So stock up.
You hear that?
And it may
stock up on wisdom and knowledge to keep you stable in thy times.
Take a brand new Bretton Woods-like system that removes the dollar as the global reserve currency and replaces it with something new from the IMF, like the SDR or special drawing rights. Special drawing rights have been around for a very long time, and it's exactly what they say here. It's like a system that takes the fiat currency from different countries and puts it in a basket, and then instead you can draw SDRs instead of any specific currency. It's just easier to trade internationally with that. Do I agree with it? Absolutely not. The SDR is just another fiat currency, ladies and gentlemen. It's just a vehicle that holds fiat currencies and gives it a value to be an SDR, if you can understand that.
So I'm going to break that down and I'm going to end it there. Why? So if y'all have seen some of my videos, I've talked about XRP Veil. I think he's an Ephraimite. Okay, and he's big off the cryptocurrency XRP, which is on the Ripple, based on Ripple technology from the company Ripple, all right, which is an American-based company that creates its cryptocurrency XRP. And Ripple, right, is working with damn near 90% of central banks to create central bank digital currencies. Now, I was the first one to hear anything about what not only let alone a special drawing rights and SDR, but an ESDR, meaning an electronic special drawing rights. So if your regular central banks is working to create a CBDC, you don't think the central bank of the central banks is creating a CBDC, like your World Bank, like your International Monetary Fund, like your Bank of International Settlements, you see? So he was saying XRP Veil, all right, that I learned from him, that XRP is going to be the new ESDR, all right? So when the dollar fails, and I just seen, I might do a video on it, Fed Now, because we all know about Fed Now. Matter of fact, let me see if I can pull it up. I seen it on X. Fed Now is working with Ripple, man. And you're going to see how I bring this all together. Damn. See if I can find it real quick. Salakia. The one I'm looking for, I can't find right now. Cause it was like literally yesterday. But with that being said, I'll just explain it real quick. So yeah, so from what I've seen, FedNow is its technology is based upon the Ripple technology. All right. Hence why they tried to equate FedNow with CBDC. XRP is the number one cryptocurrency that is regulated under ISO 222. Okay, so all the decentralized currencies is going to crash, while those that work with Esau Edom is going to stay afloat. Okay, now what's her name? Catherine Fitz came out and said that DARPA, the Defense Federal Agency, is working with Navy, the U.S. Navy and Naval Intelligence, and Ripple in Denmark, outside of the U.S. I think because they don't have jurisdiction under the United States, to create a microchip that is XRP compatible. You see that? And I haven't heard that with any other cryptocurrency. And it just so happens that XRP's parent company, so to speak, Ripple, is the one that's working with all central banks to give them the technology to create their own central bank digital currency. You see that? So if the dollar crashes, what is the International Monetary Fund? If a country is in problems, they search out a stimulus package, so to speak, from a bigger an international fund or a STEMI package, because the special drawn rights, which, like he said, is a fiat currency, is the top 5 economies in the world. It's backed on the top 5 fiat currencies in the world. I think it's US, UK, Japan, and some others. Okay, might be Germany in there and another one. All right. So then they give them something that represents the status of all these other economies and their fiat currency, and then they can draw off of that. All right, and then eventually they're gonna have to pay back interest, and they're in debt to the IMF, and they have to follow what the IMF wants, because now the IMF pretty much owns that country. You see how the devil works? So what he's saying is that XRP Veil, that there's going to be an electronic special drawn rights, all right, to where you have to go back to the XRP, all right, and that is going to be the base interoperable cross border payment system between CBDC to CBDC, from another place to another place. All right, which just so happens to be in conjunction with Babylon's federal defense agency, DARPA, to create that same currency compatibility with a microchip that goes inside you. You know, so it get a little deep, but it's just like, yo, if you can't see that the MOTB is this, and that this is why all of these, they pushing this war shit in the mainstream media, I feel like it's going to be a big excuse or whatever crisis, and it just so happened election 2024, the hopeful year of Jacob Trouble, man. They need a crisis, man. All right, they need y'all to be afraid. Oh, World War III, da da da. You feel, so that y'all could take the outcomes that they want you to go down, man. CBDC, digital IDs, the RFID hit. All right. So, Lord willing, I don't want to wrap this out. I'll read a couple of scriptures on the comment board and leave it out, man. Let me see here. Salakia. Yeah, this is a good one. This is Hebrews 4:12. Shalom. This is 1 Corinthians 1:20. It says, where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Hath not the Most High made foolish the wisdom of this world. That's exactly what he's doing with the prophets, man. We seem unlearned unto these people out here, man. You know, this is Chasad Bangad, Revelation 18:3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of a fornication. Right, the wine represents ideologies, philosophies, and they're completely drunk off of it, meaning they, you know, they're completely intoxicated. They can't get out of it. You see what I'm saying? With the wrath of a fornication, yeah, that spiritual adultery, that worshiping other gods, and the systems that Esau pushes, man. And the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. Right, they have basically went in league, you know, with Babylon, man, in order to push this same type of system, that Americanization. And the merchants of the earth will wax rich through the abundance of her delicacies. That's right, man. All right. So yeah, you know, this thing about to go down, man. Lord willing, I was edifying to the elect. You know, hey, World War III is, but see, the prophets we've been knew World War III is here. You see what I'm saying? And it's coming. All right, but we know the full climax of it, because it's going to be a time like never before. Nuclear missiles is going to fly, and there's going to be chariots in the sky. All right. So until the next time, Akim, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Kol Halo, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Barakatham, Kal Akim, Wa Akwath, Shalom.